All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to uncork the story of a really special, historic, and honestly, often overlooked wine region in Portugal. We're heading just outside of Lisbon to explore a place called Bucelas.
So let me just start by asking you something. Have you ever heard of Portugal's Princess of White Wines? If you haven't, you are in for a serious treat. And look, this isn't just some cute nickname. It's a title that's been earned over centuries of making some of the country's most elegant and age-worthy white wines.
And that brings us right here to our first stop. We're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden gem, a little piece of living wine history that's been quietly doing its thing right on the doorstep of Portugal's capital.
So what is Bucelas exactly? Well, officially, it's a protected and demarcated wine region. You'll see it labeled as a DOP, which is basically a guarantee of its quality and its unique character. That status was granted way back in 1911, and for centuries, its entire reputation has been built on doing one thing incredibly well: crafting absolutely superior white wines.
Okay, so to really understand Bucelas, you have to understand its secret weapon. It's the heart and soul of the place. We're talking about the one grape that truly defines this entire region.
Say hello to Arinto. This is a native Portuguese grape, and in Bucelas, it is the undisputed queen. It's really known for two main things. First, this incredibly vibrant, high natural acidity that keeps the wines just zinging with freshness. And second, its amazing potential for aging, which is a pretty rare thing for a lot of white grapes out there.
So, when you pour a glass of young Bucelas, what are you going to smell? Well, it's all about that freshness. You get this beautiful blast of citrus, think lemon and grapefruit, and some really crisp green apple. But then there's this other layer. These notes of fresh herbs and a really distinct minerality, something people often describe as wet stone. It's just so refreshing. But here is where the real magic happens. If you give that exact same wine a little bit of time in the bottle, it completely transforms. That zesty fruitiness, it evolves into these rich, super complex notes of beeswax, honey, and dried fruits. This ability to age so gracefully is what makes Bucelas truly special.
So you might be wondering, why here? Why does Arinto thrive in this specific spot? Well, the answer, like it always is in the world of wine, comes down to the terroir. It's all about that perfect combination of climate and soil that creates something you just can't find anywhere else.
So what's the magic formula for Bucelas? Well, it starts with these cool, gentle breezes rolling in off the nearby Atlantic Ocean. They act like a natural air conditioner, stopping the grapes from getting ripe too quickly. You combine that with the region's signature clay limestone soils, which hold just enough water and give the wine that trademark minerality. The result? A slow, even ripening that builds amazing flavor while keeping that super important acidity.
And just to put that into perspective, right? While a lot of the surrounding regions near Lisbon are much warmer and drier, leading to grapes that ripen really fast, Bucelas is just different. Its unique maritime microclimate with these moderate temperatures and that slower ripening process is exactly what allows the Arinto grape to develop so much elegance and complexity.
And this unique quality did not go unnoticed. Bucelas is not some new discovery. This is a wine with a deep, prestigious, and, even a royal history. Let's dive into that legacy.
Get this. Back in the 18th century, long before a lot of other famous wine regions were even on the map, Bucelas was already being shipped to England and had this stellar reputation. They actually called it Lisbon Hock, and it was a huge favorite with the English elite and, of course, the Portuguese royal court. So this is not just some local wine. We're talking about a history of international fame. The timeline here is just incredible. It stretches all the way back to Roman times when the first vines were planted. Then you've got its golden age in the 18th century. By 1911, its quality was officially recognized, making it one of Portugal's oldest demarcated regions. And today, we're seeing this fantastic renaissance, with a new generation of winemakers rediscovering and championing this historic style. It's awesome.
So all that history brings us to today. How can you actually experience this wine for yourself? Let's get practical for a minute.
All right, here's a super simple guide. First up, temperature is key. You want to serve it chilled, but not, ice cold. Let the aromas come out. In the glass, you'll see this beautiful pale straw color, a lot of times with these little green reflections. Then, give it a swirl, get your nose in there, and look for that citrus and minerality we talked about. And finally, the taste. Get ready for that trademark vibrant acidity and a clean, long finish that just makes you want to take another sip.
And what do you eat with it?
Oh man, its high acidity makes it a brilliant food wine. When it's young and zesty, it's a no-brainer for anything from the sea. Grilled fish, oysters, even sushi. That crispness also cuts right through the creaminess of, say, a fresh goat cheese. But if you're lucky enough to have an older, more complex bottle, try it with richer dishes like roasted chicken or a nice baked fish. It's got the structure to totally handle it.
So if you want to go out and find a bottle, here are some classic, reliable names to get you started. Producers like Quinta de Morta and Caves Vegas are sort of the historic standard bearers. The local cooperative is also a great place to look for those classic examples. But definitely keep your eyes peeled for newer, smaller projects that are bringing a really cool, modern energy to the region.
So when you pull it all together, Bucelas really is more than just a wine. When you drink it, you are tasting a living, breathing piece of Portuguese history. It's a story about a unique grape, a special place, and a royal legacy, all captured in a glass that gives you just incredible elegance and freshness.
Which, leaves us with a final thought. In a world that's always searching for authentic, unique, food-friendly wines that have a real story to tell, well, Bucelas seems to have it all. So the big question is this historic princess about to be rediscovered and become Portugal's next great wine discovery for the rest of the world? Based on everything we've seen, the potential is absolutely there.